What are CIA black sites? Don't get us wrong, places like this are needed to keep all of us safe. There are some very bad people and things out there that wish to do us all harm. In military terminology, a black site is a location at which an unacknowledged black project is conducted. Recently, the term has gained notoriety in describing secret prisons operated by the United States Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, generally outside of U.S. territory and legal jurisdiction. It can refer to the facilities that are controlled by the CIA and used by the U.S. government in its war on terror to detain alleged unlawful enemy combatants. Groups like Alex Jones has reported many times that a few are on US soil. Other than the CIA, sites like this are used for weapons design, experimental aircraft testing, and human experimentation. The U.S. Central Intelligence Agency has, according to multiple investigative reports from both mainstream media outlets and human rights organizations, operated numerous black sites across the world. These locations, according to the reports, are secret prisons used to house ghost prisoners. Those sent to these places are held captive without being charged with any crime and are not allowed any form of legal defense. Ghost prisoners are subject to what the CIA calls enhanced interrogation tactics, most others call it torture. The CIA and their operatives' methods allegedly include waterboarding, sleep deprivation, humiliation, physical beatings, electric shocks, and worse. These are places you don't want to go. And here are a few. Diego Garcia is an atoll in the Indian Ocean located around 1,600 kilometers south of India and 3,200 kilometers east of Tanzania. The locale is claimed by the United Kingdom as part of their British Indian Ocean territory. In the 1960s and 1970s, the UK deported the native people of the atoll to Mauritius and the Seychelles in order to allow the United States to construct a large naval and military base now known as Camp Thunder Cove. The installation is currently home to roughly 4,000 military personnel and independent contractors. Although the UK has long claimed that ghost prisoners haven't been held at Diego Garcia, in a 2015 interview with Vice News, Lawrence Wilkerson, U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell's former chief of staff, revealed that terrorism suspects were abducted and brought to the ocean base for special interrogations. Wilkerson stated that this was done by the CIA in the immediate aftermath of 9/11. The Temara Interrogation Center can be found in a forest 14 kilometers, 9 miles, outside of Rabat, Morocco. The facility is operated by a Moroccan government unit known as the Directorate for the Surveillance of the Territory, DST. In 2003, Morocco was examined by the UN Committee Against Torture. The UN considered evidence presented by the Moroccan government as well as by Amnesty International. Their findings were that, although human rights had generally improved in Morocco over recent years, there was also an increase in reported torture cases in the North African nation. In 2004, Amnesty International alleged that the DST is a recurrent and flagrant abuser of human rights and that many of these offenses have occurred at Temara. Amnesty International's report stated that Moroccan interrogators had repeatedly beaten, humiliated, electrocuted, burned, and waterboarded inmates at Temara. The alleged goal of the DST torturers was to extract confessions or information from detainees or to have those sign or thumbprint statements, the content of which the detainee may have no knowledge. In 2010, the Associated Press reported that several U.S. officials had confirmed that the facility was operated by Moroccans but was financed by the CIA. Morocco officially denies that the facility exists. Mihail Cogălniceanu Airport is the main airport for Romania's southern Dobrogea region, located just a stone's throw away from popular tourist resorts on the Black Sea coast. In 2015, the airport managed 2,227 flights involving over 63,000 passengers. However, some have alleged that a number of these flights were used to traffic ghost prisoners to and from a secret prison on the airport's premises. Romania claims that Mihail Cogălniceanu Airport is only used as a transfer point for CIA prisoners and not for actual detainment or interrogations. However, in 2008, USA Today quoted an unnamed Romanian official who claimed that the military portion of the airport contained 3 buildings which were strictly off-limits to Romanian officials but were frequented by U.S. agents. More evidence supporting the airport's role in CIA detentions arose in 2010 when Der Spiegel reported that the Swiss intelligence agency's Onyx satellite surveillance system had intercepted a fax between an Egyptian foreign minister and his ambassador in London. The communiqué described the detention of 23 Iraqi and Afghan captives at the airport. Thailand denies the existence of any black sites in its territory, despite multiple reports describing the mysterious detention site green and hinting that it may be located just outside of Bangkok or somewhere in the northern province of Udon Thani. According to The Guardian, in 2009, the CIA themselves confirmed that they had destroyed 92 tapes of interviews with terror suspects which were filmed somewhere in Thailand. The report also claimed that Site Green was somewhat of an experiment, where the CIA honed their waterboarding and other enhanced interrogation techniques, which would later be used at the larger European sites which the agency would go on to construct. One of the CIA's guinea pigs was Abu Zubaydah, a Saudi national captured in Pakistan in 2002. Zubaydah was reportedly waterboarded so severely that bubbles would rise out of his open mouth. Abd al-Rahim al-Nashiri, the alleged mastermind of the USS Cole bombings, was also supposedly held at Site Green. Reports state that he, too, was waterboarded, in addition to being threatened with sodomy. In 2008, The Guardian reported that human rights organization Reprieve, which claimed that the U.S. has admitted to holding at least 26,000 people in secret prisons, had discovered that the U.S. was operating a fleet of floating prisons that span the globe. Reprieve's research pointed to at least 17 U.S. warships being used as secret CIA black sites. Among those ships was the Uss Ashland, a Whidbey Island-class dock landing ship that weighs 16,000 tons and measures 186 meters in length. The Ashland houses 500 U.S. Marines on board. Reprieve believes that the ship is connected to a series of abductions carried out by Somali, Kenyan, and Ethiopian forces around 2007. The Guardian also stated that the United States previously admitted that the USS Bataan and the USS Peleliu were also used as prison ships between 2001 and 2002. John Walker Lind, aka the American Taliban, is one of the most well-known detainees to sail on the United States secret prison fleet. The Salt Pit, also known as Cobalt, is a former brick factory located north of Kabul in Afghanistan. In 2002, the site was converted into a detainee center by the CIA, which earmarked more than $200,000 for its construction. In 2012, the Daily Beast described the Salt Pit as the CIA's sadistic dungeon in an article that examined a high-profile death which occurred at the site. On November 20, 2002, Gul Rahman died of hypothermia after being beaten, stripped naked, and chained to the floor during a freezing cold night. In 2014, the U.S. government declassified a U.S. Senate report on the CIA's detention and interrogation program. That report stated that no CIA officers were ever charged with crimes relating to the death of Rahman. Instead, 5 months after his death, the lead CIA officer who ordered Rahman be chained up was given a $2,500 bonus for consistently superior work. Of the 119 detainees identified in the U.S. Senate report on torture, nearly half were detained at the Salt Pit. Stay paranoid, my friends.